Hey, it's Brittany Watkins here, and I want to talk about something really quick that I just recently learned, and I had a really cool experience with it, so I wanted to share it with you. So there's this problem that I'm noticing that tappers have, which is, we focus on clearing the negative, right? So you're looking for, oh, what's the problem? What's that, what's that caused from? What am I feeling emotionally? How am I feeling about this? What's the event that occurred, right? So we have this tendency to always focus on what's wrong. And I don't know if you're anything like me and a problem comes up, you go, oh, I need to tap on that, but I can't do it right now, so I'm gonna tap on that later. And what I find, so you either have the tappers, what I find is you either have the tappers or you have the mindset people where, everything is mindset and the way that you look at it and reframing it and things like that. And if you're a tapper, you're probably more emotional. So when things hit you or when things happen and come up, it hurts a lot more, and it's, it feels basically impossible to shift your mindset and think about it in a different way. And I'm just like that as well. So that's why tapping has always worked so well for me. But recently I learned this technique and I thought it was really, really cool, and I thought of a way to pair it with tapping. I was actually listening to a podcast that Mary Morrissey, I think she was just a speaker, and she talked about, she was a speaker on somebody else's program. She talked about how you can actually delay your panic. So basically the idea is anything bad that happens, and she gave the example of her husband came home and he lost his job. And she had just learned, like recently in a seminar, that you can delay your panic. And so what her teacher told her, and then what she was teaching on stage or on this podcast, was that whenever anything that's bad that happens, put on your calendar literally 3 days from then that you can panic in 3 days. But for the next 3 days, try to look for reasons why this is a good thing. So in her husband losing his job, it was actually good because she was thinking about a book that she wanted to write. And she was actually just, I think she was in her 20s, and she was just thinking about starting her career. So that gave her space to, think about actually, jumping into what she really wanted to pursue. They didn't really like the town that they were living in anymore. So they came up with all these really good reasons. And by the third day, he had another job. She had some sort of meeting or something with a mentor that was going to take her under his wing and start working with her. So by the third day, where they could start to panic happened, they didn't have to panic anymore because they had all these really good things, and so much of it has shifted. So I actually tried it on myself for something that happened a couple days ago, and I literally put it in my calendar. I put in my calendar, schedule, you can panic about this now. And every single time I started to panic about it, I would look for reasons that it was going to be good, right? And so normally, if you think back to all the bad things that have happened to you, all the pains and the traumas and, well, I don't know about everything, but for the most part, the bad things that have happened to me, even like some sexual abuse and like some of the really scary big stuff, like I can now see the light at the end of the tunnel. I can see what I was trying to learn from that. I can see the positive in that now. And so I think what this technique is trying to do is get you to shift your mindset early so that you can start to feel better about it, and you can paint a different picture and tell yourself a different story about it, and kind of like come to terms with it and heal from it, and start living in the positive and feeling really good and manifesting something even better a lot quicker. So the way that I have dealt with this, and the way that I would deal with this, is that something bad happens, right? Something, I don't know, your kid gets kicked out of school, or you get in a fight with your husband, or you have a big breakup or something like that, I don't know. Tap on it just a little bit, let the emotions out, because we're emotional people, so we want to get those out, and then write down all the reasons that it might be positive. So well, gosh, maybe we weren't feeling very good in our relationship anyway, or maybe my kid's not supposed to go to that school. There's actually this other school that's even better, or maybe they have an opening. I don't know. So, right? So you want to list all of the reasons, and then every single time you start to panic, because it'll come up in a couple of days, it'll come up, read that list, go to the list, read it. And then by the third day, notice what's shifted. And I don't know, come back to this, leave me a comment, and let me know if this worked for you. It worked for me extraordinarily well, and I'm super, super excited about using this with more things in my life. So just wanted to share this technique with you, and hope it does something really fantastic for you. All right, thanks for your time. Bye.